What's happening today then?
We are at Roxford Lakes in Ringwood. This is a Ringwood and District Angling Association water. And one of the committee members and a fishery manager managed to convince Ringwood Angling Club basically to let us use this beautiful lake, and it is a primary lake for Ringwood and District. It doesn't really get pike fished that much. It's 55 to 60 acres. So we started talking to some of our customers to see if they would be interested in a competition. It's our first competition. And lo and behold, we couldn't believe it. You know, we have 40 guys on the bank today.
Wayne owns a fishing tackle shop in Bournemouth called the Bournemouth Fishing Lodge. The shop was originally owned by Dave Swallow, who fished with Jack Hargreaves in many of the out-of-town and old country programmes. But how did Wayne get to know Dave Swallow?
My dad built a boat for Dave Swallow and a few other local guys, and I used to just hang around that shop because I loved all the gear that was in there. And when Dave went down and fished on the local rivers and lakes, I used to learn as much as I possibly could.
But did Wayne ever go fishing with Jack?
I didn't go fishing with him directly. I stood on the bank and saw him fishing, and one time saw a perch in the net.
It's almost 9 o'clock and everybody is ready to do their first cast of the day. Fishing today are both experienced fishermen and less experienced juniors like Max, over here on holiday from New Zealand with his mother. Max, like all the people fishing around the lake today, is hoping to catch the largest pike. When I was a lad, once a year, we would go pike fishing, and we used live bait. I wonder what bait they're using today.
Out of respect for the type of water that this is, we are only allowing saltwater dead baits. There are no freshwater bait entries. We couldn't risk any contamination from another water. There are spring viremia and KHV1 koi herpes viruses in some waters around the country, and this is Ringwood's premier water.
Looking around, there seems all sorts of tackle being used.
Today we've a mixture of tackle. Some people are fishing on the bottom with leaded baits. Some people are float fishing as a mixture. There's some different gadgets. There's some cameras which people are now attaching to their rigs so they can see how the pike are actually approaching the dead baits. And there's also some sonar equipment where they can identify where the shoals of the fish are.
Look at that big floating weed there. Look at that bank. Look, there's weed on the back side of it. Look. So the pike will lie in any of the, obviously waiting for the prey fish to come along.
A long way from Jack's type of fishing.
Yeah, definitely. We've come a long way from cane fishing rods, and there's still a few guys that use that stuff, and I admire them. You know, it's old school. There's a lot of guys that fish the rivers for barbel and chub that are still using centre pins and the older style rods, and it's all good stuff, you know.
As the fishing continues, it's not long before Wayne starts getting calls about pike being caught all around the lake.
How big? 4 or 5 pounds. Okay. 27. Yeah, I'll send someone round and we'll get it verified. Okay, mate, bye.
You have no any net here? No.
John, who is the lake's manager here, is one of the people whose job it is to check the weight of the pike, and he's arrived just in time. I wonder what weight this pike is going to be. Not bad, around 6 pounds.
With the sling, so once you let the fish go, we'll weigh the sling and then take that off, okay?
Yeah.
Peter puts the pike carefully back in the water and watches it swim off, as one of the juniors is still waiting to catch his first pike. All around the lake, fishing continues, and for many it is a long, long wait. Another John turns up to check the weight of a pike caught by Lee Wellstead, on peg 48. £10 5 ounces. What a lovely fish. There must be larger ones though out there in the lake. My friend Dave Taylor is the official photographer for the day, and he's just arrived to photograph Lee's pike. And how proud Lee looks as he holds his catch. In the meantime, Wayne is getting reports of more pike being landed from all around the lake. This one, John thinks, is around about 4.5 pounds, but they'll be able to confirm this once it's been weighed.
We've seen fish, not huge fish yet, but we've had about 15 pike, the biggest being around 13 pounds 3 ounces. What's more a bonus to us is a lot of happy faces, a lot of people smiling. Even those that haven't caught anything are all smiling. They're fishing after all.
Along the bank, the other John is taking pictures of Peter's second pike. I think that this may be larger than the first. As Peter puts his pike back in the water, I think that it's getting towards 2 o'clock, and therefore it won't be long before Wayne blows the horn to finish the competition. Well, that's the end of fishing for today, and it's time to pack up and find out who has won the awards. It will take a little time for everyone to get back from all around the lake, but in the meantime, I wonder what awards there are to be won.
There is a pool, it was an optional pool, so there's £250 there, which will be split into two 30% and two 20% prizes. So that's a £75, £75 and a 50 and a 50. Then there is some trophies for the largest fish and the largest combined weight. And then we also have raffle prizes which were donated from some of the fishing manufacturers.
Wow, what can I say, Rob Dancer, man of the match. Lost an upper 20 at the net, 15 minutes later a 13.4 and then an £8.6. Well, it's an extra special day for Rob because he gets...
Oh, blimey.
Adult section heaviest pike. I'll take that coat because there's going to be some photographs. And he also gets Grand Champion.
Blimey.
Don't go away, Rob. What a day, Rob Dancer. Now, Junior, to who I think was the man of the match. Come on, Jack. Well done, Jack. Top man. First of all, I'd like to thank you guys for coming and supporting us on our first ever competition. 40 of you in total, which is outstanding. Yeah, what a day.
If you enjoyed this program, please subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell if you want to be notified when more videos are available. And if you would like to buy the complete Old Country series of 60 programs, please go to the link in the description below.